we have as humans the same situation like we have in reef tank. The nature built a biotope habitat for the corals which is really stable over many years. So the corals had thousands of years time to adapt it to their environmental, which could be very different. But what is not different is the water. The water is all over the world the same.
Yep.
It depends a little bit more salt, a bit less salt.
Yeah, right.
That's not a problem.
Right.
I'm surprised that everybody accepted that calcium magnesium carbonate has to be in a certain level to stabilize each other. So why people think that this is not the same with other elements in life? Some salt producers adding potassium inside, and the first year that they say, yeah, the potassium is nice to give it color and grow. Yes and no. If you view it on a single base, yes. If you use it in relation, no. Because the corals need a specific mineral levels that they can transport elements and nutrients into the cells and out. And if you have the same amount and the same relation in salts outside, like in the cell, she cannot do.
So if my potassium is higher than my calcium, the growth is going to be lower, and I'm not going to be able to export, import the way it needs to.
Where are you?
The big
tank?
Yeah.
Fauna?
Where's the calcium?
410, which is on the low side, relative to potassium.
You don't want to be higher than that. So we need to back off of the potassium if we're dosing.
We're not.
You're not doing it.
You're doing it in the mix.
Aren't you buffing the tower?
But for the tower, yeah.
Yeah,
So
Are you
right.
mixing
large.
potassium in the tower?
No.
Oh,
I think the potassium we added was directly to the tank.
Right.
Right.
So then we got to back that off, whatever that is.
but is it the boron or is it something else?
Who knows?
Exactly.
Potassium is actually a fertilizer, but
Might not necessarily be the number. It's probably more the ratio.
I love the fluorine. For me, it's one of the most important one. It protects your corals against bacterial disease. Your fishes be more healthy.
It's the enamel on your teeth. Harden
It
it.
hardens the teeth, it
Right.
hardens the corals, which is quite the same mineral.
Right.
And it stabilizes your iodine.
And it stabilizes
These
your eye.
people who has high iodine and always, I don't know where it comes from, your fluorine is low. So it was not discussed a lot of time because it was not detected.
Natural seawater has a fluorine level of
1.3.
1.3.
With your lightings, 1.5, 1.6.
Right. And the things that dissipate that, the corals obviously suck it up a little bit. Cork washer and ozone, you told me, dip it, right? So this is something that constantly depletes in our reef tank.
If everything's out.
Here, here's with low. Look, 0.89.
89, you're on the lower side.
I was on the lower side here on fluoride,
Neck.
and the fluoride was also on the low 1.1. But we've been adding fluoride.
We will add it after that.
We added a lot after this.
Fluoride, we added. Yeah.
But I just added 250 today.
You got to take note that we added fluoride today. So when we get the next test, we're going to see what it is.
We have to add it and take the sample the same day.
250 a week just keeps it flat in this big tank.
We need to divide that per day.
Really?
250 per ton.
Because then you're getting up and down.
Fluoride though is
No,
not
fluoride's a
daily.
correction. It's not a daily.
But we are low.
Yes,
But regardless,
but I added. I've already added since.
We
this
added it. So next one is sent.
Right.
You will see a
But-
little higher.
like all he's saying is he has to get it corrected and then add 250 a week to stay.
just to keep it stable.
Just to be right.
It shouldn't be that way. It should be what the tank is consuming every day you're giving it to.
fluoride is
But
slow.
then you're saying you're going to add 100, 50 trace amounts every day. Think about doing a water change once a week.
If you are dosing trace elements like I do in a smaller water volume, right? And you are adding a little bit of every trace element, you're doing, let's say, 5 ml per day. You're not doing 70 ml.
But it's
We are doing that. We're doing 3s and 5s and 2s and stuff on the
Yeah.
250 on everything else. What do you dose every day in the 250s? Cobalt?
cobalt, chromium,
Magnesium.
manganese.
So
every
you're
day.
dosing it
Yeah.
every day. And I
But it's not as much as
Yeah.
those of it. Like,
A half a mil.
right.
Right.
5 ml. Like,
No, that's how you keep everything
Right.
exact instead of like
Well, the thing is, in a week,
Now,
it's
you-
going to go
you-
down
you-
to
you
here.
said-
Fluoride's just going to come down a little
Right,
bit.
you said something earlier. You said, well, fluoride is a correction.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? You're correcting your low,
Yes.
but you corrected your low. You might have went too high before you came to
No, but you know,
the number you want to
The
be.
math.
you do the
the
math.
math.
To raise it up 0.1 is 0.026 per gallon.
But my point to
0.3.
you is that we don't want to get an ICP and seal it lower. We want to get an ICP by what we're dosing to be perfect.
The next one should be higher. Whether we needed to do it once a week or twice a week, I don't know the answer to that.
In that lead of importance are then the dynamic elements.
Yep.
So the next step down.
Yep.
And this is the zinc, the nickel, the vanadium, the copper, and the molybdenum.
Right.
Five
Those-
of them
those-
are the
yep.
most important elements, and they have to stay in line. You can have low by 0.
Let's go through the line. What is the line exactly?
The best line is zinc on 5, nickel on 5, copper on 5, vanadium on 5, and molybdenum is always between 12 and 50 micrograms. This is the line. You can have it all on 5.
What if I had it all on 2?
You can have all on 2. Doesn't matter. It's good. The problem is with some elements like high nickel or high copper is that when you have everyone on 0 and you have copper on 20,
Yes.
then you have massive issues.
Right.
Why don't you just tell me why you think the zinc and the nickel are reversed? Both tanks. Fauna reads differently on vanadium and the zinc.
Well,
You said the last MS test.
was
That was it.
the 5th?
Yeah, I think so, Jonathan.
Yeah. Well, then,
Last MS test for 23, right? Date of sampling,
yeah. What's the date of sample?
12/5, yeah.
Yeah. So that's too old to compare to this.
I know, but it gives a fingerprint. Just take a look what you think. Which tank is this?
It's 200.
250?
200, yeah, the 250.
Okay, so let's just compare 250s, okay? And I know the dates are different, but nickel, is running low here. What is that?
Yes, yeah.
1.
102. Nickel is higher here. It's 1.18.
That's not terrible.
No.
That's not.
I mean, we're low though. We're
Yeah.
No, we're just comparing ICP to ICP.
Okay, zinc
not-
is at 1.55. 3 is where we want to be.
You're at 6
Hold on, this is the big tank though.
6 months ago, Tinchan.
250s, zinc, 5.
Right.
Yeah, so how I go low here and high there? In fact, if anything, we lowered the amount of T relative, right?
But wait, this was before we took those things out.
Took the red algae out. We took the red algae out before
and the
this.
pots.
I don't know about the pots. I can tell you about
Because
the
this is
pots.
high.
I technically
This
know
is
about the pots.
this is half. This is low.
Yeah, I guess
So-
that's possible. That's
So
a
that
possibility.
might be the answer to that.
So I'm saying we may not be able to do anything on those 3 elements, nickel, vanadium, and zinc, until we get the next
We
batch.
took the pots out on December 14th. This is on the 5th.
This is after and this is before.
Right.
So there you go.
Clay pots.
From 5 to 1.55.
Yeah.
And the reference range you want to be is between 3 and 8, which in theory,
There should
Still in
be
there.
more fauna. The sampling date's the 11th.
Right.
So
7 left
the
12.
pots were still in here.
what you got?
Zinc,
Yeah,
This is 12, 14,
6.59.
28.
no,
it was the pots.
it was the pots.
Clay pots, add metals to the tank.
Don't put clay pots for your clowns, guys.
Yeah.
What about the copper?
Now you need to
It's
close.
coming in.
Technically, we should have been getting copper from the pots too, is the research I had done.
Well, I have
Where do you see
2.14,
Zinc.
which we were high. I mean, we're not high.
We're okay now. I mean,
But you see, I only had 1.82.
So copper went up.
So the copper went up when we took the pots out.
So that's the relation.
why?
I don't know.
There,
The Cooper's
yeah.
orb's in there.
Yeah.
So the Cooper's orb's in there and the copper went up.
The algae, maybe. Who the hell knows? I don't know. We don't even dose copper in that tank.
I know. And we stopped the reef trace with
there's-
copper in it.
Look, I'm 0.6 here in the
0.6.
big tank. And his reference range is 0.2 to 2.
I think we need to dose in the 200s.
The copper
nickel
in the big
and zinc.
tank from,
Well, I think we should get one more back to make sure zinc.
and then there's
And
that's
I
all
agree-
that's out there. Is
And the nickel,
In the 200s. Zinc and nickel are both low. Nickel, I have 1.18.
The
Okay.
nickel, I'm adding 3.5 ml. We increased that.
we increased the
Like,
dailies.
10,
See,
2
nickel,
weeks
nickel here I had 0.
We've increased them.
We increased it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question is, do we need to go one more or wait
We'll
Wait,
wait?
wait for one more.
Yes.
On vanadium, zinc, and nickel.
Vanadium I had 0
I mean,
here.
it's on the lower side, but let's wait another
One more test. What's the fauna vanadium?
Which tank?
250s. Vanadium.
2.41.
This is 3.66, but this is with clay pots.
This is 0.
Could pick it up.
Yeah.
It picks up on here 3.66.
We should wait for
Totally.
the next result.
Totally, we should
Because
wait.
that's going to define the zinc, vanadium, nickel.
And we need a fauna. We need an MS next one too.
Well,
because
you
Well,
know,
the phone's going to be at least 2 weeks.
Iron is non-detectable
Right.
where?
in
What?
the 200s.
It's
250s.
it's impossible. Doesn't make a difference. No. I'm telling you. Look how high it is in 0.73 on this test, and we had it.
Yeah.
Then the cobalt is good.
It's good here too.
Lithium is high.
Well, he adds cobalt.
Yeah, but it's nothing.
Barium
So where is it now?
7.3.
That's too low. Here, the new bariums are
But this is the latest.
That's the latest.
On the 250?
Between 5 and 50.
hold on, but I got it at 28 here.
What day is that one you looking for, boss?
I know it's the 12th, but that was after the algae was taken out. Well, 18 and 8 is a difference.
Yeah, no, in terms of dates, I'm sorry.
I know. Barium 7.3.
Versus 28. Same scale.
Barry, and you added
mean,
on the
We
December
are
11th.
higher than the low.
We added where?
200 ml, we added in the 250.
At what date?
The December 11th.
We gotta wait till the shit comes back again. Oh, how's the molybdenum? That's been all over the place. I've been adding it.
Big tank
It
or
was always
Both.
show. I'm seeing it. It's on the lower
Right,
side.
I've been adding it.
10.2 in the big tank.
9.2 in the 200.
It's too hot. It's too low. But we've been.
Well, that's
we
right.
must have
We
added.
increased
Must have added
We
10 bottles
increased-
already.
Yeah.
Double that.
Yeah, double that.
What do you mean?
You need to add 20 bottles.
How do you know?
Because look, you're right at the.
You're on the low side. The 200, we're at
How many molybdenum did we add?
These 6 bottles.
To which tank?
the big time.
So I had 6 bottles today and 6 bottles on
And
Thursday.
how much are you adding in the 250s?
But 6 bottles, 250. Sorry.
For the 250s, we had
Yeah.
6
What
bottles?
are you adding in this? A Bowser?
50 gallons?
50.
No, we do 3 a day usually, and usually
Two a day.
2 or 3 a
1,000
day
ml
for.
a day for 3 days.
No, that can't be right. You're adding
Right.
6 bottles of this and 6 bottles of the.
No, I don't think
No, no,
6
no,
bottles
hold
of
on.
the 250 is right.
No,
Yeah.
no, hold on.
Is that right?
No.
We got
125.
125 mils.
125. 3 times we added 350 ml per million. Yes.
Molybdenum.
Yes.
So, all right, so we added
For
125
3 days.
3 days.
3 days.
So I had
You need
250.
700.
Yeah, 250 for 3 days.
250.
Take a look at it on this test.
Yeah, 18 and a half. It might rain, it might not
We
rain.
need more information. I feel like
High here, we're loaded.
yeah.
But you're also comparing.
Yes.
I believe that when you send them on the same day, you're going to get the same results, but that you're going to get a high and a low. But you're also now comparing apples and oranges. So,
Different tests.
yeah.
Okay, that's also an explanation. Like I said last meeting we had when we had molybdenum.
You get a
it's
check
checked-
mark.
And it's checked mark as good. The general reefer sees green. He don't even look at it.
I know.
Meanwhile,
Because
it's high.
they like it high. They recommend 15 usually molybdenum at with moonshine.
yeah, 15 is the high.
Well, I know people that ran it at 20s with no problem.
Last time we
But 20 could be 15.
Yeah.
You don't know.
But last time we
Like,
spent here.
like with every test kit, hobby test kit, Hannah checker, whatever, you get a deviation.
it was
It was this
it
number.
was 22. It was
Yeah.
7 points
Yeah.
higher than the
Yeah.
highest.
Yeah.
We are now only 3.5 higher than the highest. So we came down.
But have you changed anything?
So I've been adding the molybdenum here. Now whether I need more or not,
We don't know.
I don't
We
know.
don't know until the next test.
Molybdenum is that element which protects the core for light and gives them the possibility to reduce nitrate to ammonia, that they can use it as nitrogen source. No molybdenum means that they kick out the substantials, which they cannot grow right and they cannot use the nitrogen, which means the nitrate and phosphate and your levels go up. But when coals don't grow,
Right.
all the nutrients are in the drift.
did you ever did we ever figure out whether the special is done in 6 months or 3 months?
It's 6 months.
So it goes from 2,600
Right.
to 3,200.
Yeah, we got dumped that.
Yeah.
It take me 2 days to make that.
Why do you have to do it?
Because we got to wait another month before we could do.
So then why don't we break it down to
What I make
Hundred gallons.
smaller amounts?
Yeah.
And
Do 500 gallons. Do half of it before you dump it.
Do 500 because then what do we wait? 2 months from today?
Yeah.
what's the sulfate?
Okay.
I don't think we should let it go above 3,000.
Well, I agree.
I have to say these numbers are a lot better
Yeah.
than our last.
Yeah, well, look, we just have this nickel, zinc, vanadium
It might
twist
be.
that we need to figure out the fingerprints
If
of
it's air
this.
precipitation or if it's
just-
consumption.
Yeah.
Well,
you do a
look,
test
I
every-
think
every
I think
6
we're really close to
We're very close.
to knowing the consumption of this tank
Yes.
from our dailies.
But remember, the sulfates, and we could see it visually, okay, that is a lot better than it was before we lowered them.
100%.
And that's even I think, gonna do things to the consumption.
And the relations, the not to understand the relations is something which surprised me all the time. We have the same with our air. When we have a wrong relation with our air, we are dead. Faster than coals died. We can have more air, less air, we can go to the mountains, it's okay. But not the relation, we cannot.
The conclusion is the special sulfate water change worked.
Made a big difference.
Made a big difference in our corals.
Absolutely.
We're not going to wait 6 months anymore to let it climb up to 3,000 plus. We're going to do them more often. We're going to do a 500-gallon one today because we made some salt already. And everything else, we fluffed up molybdenum in the big tank. I fluffed up fluoride. And everything else we're waiting on.
Correct.
For the next
We're waiting on the next one.
On the nickel and the zinc
And
Yes.
vanadium.
and vanadium.
This is what I live for. I never quit, no, no. This is what I live for.